an entrepreneur is a person who in one moment is like, this is the way, follow me. And in the back of their mind, they're like, is this really the way? I'm not totally sure about it. This is the right thing, you know? And so it is helpful to have somebody right next to you who's like, dude, this is the way. You know, you implement an idea. When you implement an idea, it either works immediately, it doesn't work at all, or it kind of works. And almost every business idea, when first implemented, kind of works. You need to adjust the message. You need to adjust the product a little bit. You need to start to communicate to a different market. You need to try a different advertising medium. Like there's always these little adjustments. And so when you do it at first and it kind of works, your mind's like, is this really the way? Having someone next to you is like, dude, this is the way. Okay. Like, let's keep moving. You will find, this market will find you and you will find this market. Like when you know that, you can persist in all of those adjustments. And frankly, most entrepreneurs are guilty of like going in a direction and then stopping and then going in another direction and then stopping and going in another direction. And what happens is you start planning all this money in your future banking. When you go to this direction, you start putting money in your future bank account. You're going to get it 4 or 5, 6 months from now because you've created the actions that are going to create that revenue. But you get like a month or two into it and you start doubting yourself and you go,
you don't finish the job.
I'll try this one. You try this one. You start putting money in your future bank account. And then you move away from it, and all that money just disintegrates and dissolves. And so that's why sometimes you do need someone beside you to be like, keep going.
That's right.
You're like, I'm looking at your actions, and your actions are money creating actions. I know that hasn't showed up yet, right? Like, for example, we're doing a podcast now. I don't know when it'll be released. 2 weeks, a month from now, whatever.
Next week? No.
Next week.
We're fast around here. Come on.
But think about this for a second. Okay, so let's say theoretically, down the road, someone listens to this amazing show and signs up to work with you, or, Kendall, or you, Dustin, or me down the road. Okay, so let's say it's like a month or two down the road. Let's say they come to one of my events, we get to know each other, and a year after that, they're like, hey, Ed, I want some help in my business, and they bring me in and pay me, right?
Yep.
Well, this interview that we scheduled about 2 or 3 weeks ago that we're recording now, that's being released a week from now, that the person might show up for my event 6 months from now, that might hire me a year from now. This interview that we're doing right now put a certain amount of money into my future bank, right? But if I decided, forget it, I'm not going to be an advisor anymore, I'm going to do this new business or whatever.
3 months from now, if you bail and go do a different business, you lost the seed. It's seed versus bread, right? You don't eat seed, you plant it in the freaking ground.
Dude.
You also don't plant bread, right? You don't plant bread and expect it to grow. You eat it. So you have to know which one's which. And I think the entrepreneurial life is so about sustainability and staying power that you have to be able to differentiate between I need to make this money now and bring it in and live off that. And I have to expect that thing I put in the ground, if watered and nurtured, will bear fruit later. And I got to be around to do the harvest. If I bail before I'm there for the harvest, then how can I ever get multiples? People are so stuck in linear thinking, they don't expect compounding. And so I'm a little too heady for most people, but I feel like you're just ignoring how life works if you don't actually believe in compounding. Everything around us compounds. The only things that don't die early.